Hello. Are you one of those people that have been watching the Hangout with Michael show? Matter of fact, have you been one of those people that has watched 177 episodes? Because today is episode number 178. It's one of my favorite. We do it monthly. It's called the Viewers Q&A. You got a question, I got an answer. The way this episode works is that our panel members, some of them are first time on the panel. Some of them have been watching the show at home thinking, hey, you can be on the panel too. So we are going to start our show off today. Hey, my name's Michael Losier. I'm the author of the best-selling book, Law of Attraction, right here, an NLP book, Law of Connection, and my new book that's coming out in July. It is called Your Life's Purpose. Uncover what really fulfills you. So we're excited to have you here. Hey, I got an interesting panel with me today. You'll see some new faces. We are going to welcome our panel members, and our panel members are going to bring us questions, and they are going to help me do my work today. They're going to ask me questions. They're going to help answer questions, and you'll see some familiar faces. So I think the first thing we're going to do today is that we're going to welcome each of our panel members real quickly. We're going to start with my friend John. John, good morning. Say hello. Let people know who you are and a little bit about yourself and then how you're going to help us today. Go ahead, please.
Thanks, Michael. Hello, everyone. My name is John Inverarity, and I'm a certified emotion code and certified body code practitioner. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, beautiful British Columbia, Canada, and came to know Michael earlier last year, early in the spring, and have been helping out a lot of people with their health concerns, relationship blocks, money and business blocks, and it's great to be here today.
Good. Well, some of our panel members will probably have emotion code questions. You're going to handle those for us today. While we're in Vancouver, hey, I'm in beautiful Victoria, BC, on the west coast of Canada, not too far from Vancouver. We're staying in the west coast of Canada. We're going to chat with Dana. Dana, good morning.
Morning, Michael and panel. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on your shows. We've kind of done these together for a year now, which is fabulous. So I'm a certified law of attraction trainer, and I'm also a certified sacred gifts guide. And while Michael's new book is all about your life's purpose and fulfillment needs, sacred gifts is a little level above your skills and talents. And I'm just delighted. We actually have some questions in the feed there, Michael, which I'll go back and look at for you later on in the program.
Okay, good stuff. Well, welcome. So we have Dana, John. We're staying on the West Coast, welcoming my friend Jason to the show for the first time. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Michael. Honored to join you. Basically, Victoria, British Columbia as well, and I'm also a teacher in the law of attraction. I'm currently studying NLP under Mr. Boss there, Mr. Losier.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, and I'm presently working on being a life coach. So, good morning. Thanks.
Okay, good stuff, and welcome. You're also a certified law of attraction facilitator, and you're coming to do some co-facilitating with me in an upcoming NLP seminar, because that's what you really took to out of everything. That was your favorite. So we're going to come back to you, Jason. Yeah. We are staying in Canada a little bit longer to talk to Shirley Pierre. Hey, Shirley, good morning. Oh, you're on mute there.
And I did think about it. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Michael.
Hey,
my name is Shirley, and I live in Montreal. And I am a flight attendant, and I am also an online health and wellness fitness coach. And as well, I've come to know Michael through my friend Jamie, a mutual friend who's also a law of attraction facilitator. And welcome.
Okay, nice to have you with us. Good. And Cindy, good morning.
Good morning, Michael. I'm Cindy Trost, and I live in Denver, Colorado, USA. I've been an entrepreneur for about 15 years now, and Michael, you first entered my bubble in 2006 when I found your book.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Well, good. Well, welcome, and nice to meet you again. And our friend Pamela.
Hi, Michael, and thank you for inviting me on the panel. And my name is Pamela Wanamaker. I'm from beautiful Fountain Hills, Arizona, and I am a certified emotion code practitioner as of December. And I found Michael, not by accident, I'm sure, but I must have been on Facebook probably 6-7 months ago. And I started listening, and I've been a law of attraction follower for many years.
Great.
Then he described an issue that was going on with him with his hip and talked about John Inverarity. John Inverarity, I signed up immediately. It was about energy healing, emotion code. I signed up. We did about 8 sessions, and it was phenomenal. And it was like walking out of the fog. And I was able to put my plans to paper and finally come to terms with what I was intended to do. I just couldn't seem to do that before that. So I'm very familiar with energy healing. My late husband was a chiropractor. We worked together. So people might see me and recognize me from our office, and they're already familiar with energy healing and the effects of it. So this is quite exciting for me. I'm really excited about it.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to hear what you're going to bring for questions today. Okay, well, first, why don't we start off with question and answers from the panel today? Shirley, we're going to head out to Montreal, and I would like to know, what question are you bringing for me today, please? Go ahead.
My question is about the emotion code. Ever since you started to do your shows with John, I was very intrigued. I thought to myself, wow, I want to do this. I have so many blocks. But I thought my question has to do with my children. How can I, it seems to me that the blocks seem to come from childhood a lot. And I'm wondering how I can avoid future blocks, perhaps. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's a possibility. Also, my kids are, well, one child is a picky eater. How can I help to become less picky? So these are my questions about the emotion code with regarding
I'm going to answer part one, and John's going to answer the other part. I'm going to answer the part about what can I avoid them, and John's going to answer the part the other part of the question. So the truth is, you can't avoid them. And even yesterday, I might have had a new trapped emotion. Every negative emotion that we have, part of it stays lodged. So there is no avoiding it. But you can clean it up. Like you're thinking, wow, am I ever ticked off about that? And then you can just emotion code and just get rid of it. I'll say it again. Every negative trapped emotion, part of it stays behind. That's why it's called trapped. So if you had an event today or yesterday, you can say, okay, from the event yesterday, you can just go right to that event and do that. And what was the other part of your question, the first part that John's going to answer?
Yeah, but
my son, yes, he's a picky eater. And I think to myself, where does that come from? And I try different techniques. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I thought to myself, perhaps I could use some techniques for emotion code, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. The emotion code works wonders for children. It's amazing. It's they respond really well. I work with children all the time over just a wide variety of different habits. And anything from eating to schoolwork to self-worth, which is big for a lot of kids. Behavior, So absolutely.
Okay. Well, I wanted to stay on this subject a little bit more about the emotion code and about children. Now, as you know, the emotion could be done anywhere, on Skype and on the telephone or in person. So I'm going to have my friend Jason come in and tell us about an experience that we had. He has 2 children, so the children don't even have to be present. Well, Jason didn't have to be. He was at my house. I connect through the parent with the parent's permission to connect with the child, and that's how you do the work. So, Jason, what do you tell us about that experience? And,
that was a great experience. That was, it happened so quick, and but to watch it happen through Michael was like, I watched Michael kind of duplicate my son, and I say that in a way that, like, when his emotion was felt, it was like I was watching my kid. My son has a certain little bit of a cry he does, and it was like that day it was inside of Michael, and it's like, wow. So then I went home, and it was like results, right? And it's like, and then I talked to his teacher a week later, and school's doing better, and it's just life-changing stuff. It's great. And,
The part that you didn't tell them, Jason, is that when I got connected through Jason, he's the dad, then I got permission to connect to the sun. As soon as I connected to the sun, I started to cry, but he didn't tell you that. That's what he meant by emotion. And I was crying, and apparently my face looked like his son's face, and it wasn't even my cry. And then the second
Wow.
time we did it with his other 2.5 son, maybe the 2.5-year-old son, I started to giggle, and I'm not really a giggler, and it was so funny to hear myself giggling. And Joseph and I both start laughing because I really took over the energy. So for all you parents out there that know that you have a child that, there's something that just there's something changed, they had a life experience or whatever that might be, know that a practitioner can connect directly to the child with your permission, and it's a very fascinating subject to do that. So Jason, thanks for sharing that story. Shirley, thanks for that question. You feel satisfied with your answer?
Very much so, very much so. Thank you for your input, Jason, John, Michael. Thank you.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, Cindy, what question are you bringing for us today?
Thank you, Michael. I have a question about the vibrational business plan. And in case anyone is wondering, you did that way back on episode 32, but it was excellent. And I have a vibrational business plan. And one comment I want to say before I ask my question is that in my plan, in the Room for More, was to be on Michael's panel. And now I can move it to what I know for sure. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes.
Yep,
Well, let's talk about the vibrational business plan, Cindy. It's a way for us to plan our business vibrationally. You see, a lot of people do it on paper, and then they stick with the plan. I work for the government. I remember, plan your work and work your plan. There's no room for law of attraction in that. If you plan your work and work the plan, there's no room for new ideas and new information. So on the three part of the vibrational business plan, the first part is, what do I know for sure? Well, I know I have this client. I'm taking a trip to Peru, but that's what I know for sure. And then when I look at what I know for sure, it reminds me of my attractability. Dana, what does attractability mean?
It means that you are able to attract. So own it, what you attract.
That's right. So here's what I've attracted. It's a good reminder. And then the next question says, what am I giving attention to? Well, you know what? I'm giving attention to a couple seminars that are coming up that aren't signed off yet. I'm giving attention to those. If I put the file away and never look at it, I'm not giving it attention. And we know the rule, Dana. The only way to attract anything is to do what?
Is to give it attention and match the vibration of what you're sending out there.
That's right. So when you give attention to a project that you're wanting, you just get created it. Now, and the third one, of course, is room for more. Now, what does that mean? This is the place, and on the vibrational business plan, we put little stickies underneath here. So here, there's room. I want to do this. 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 And it's a playground for your mind. Because on the business plan, you'd never be able to put your dreams and goals. The banker would say, how's that going to happen? And they would squash the dream. So here you say, here's my room for more. That's what I want to do. What a bold place to go. And when you put it under your room for more, you just set the energy in motion. You just launch the vibration that's going to start the unfoldment of room for more. So again, you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com/VBP as in vibrational business plan. You can see the show we did and actually print off these signs so you can make your own vibrational business plan. Good. Thanks, Cindy. Okay, Jason, we're heading back to you. Jason, what question are you bringing for me today, please?
I'll just ask you on maybe in your book in the NLP study there, you talk about changing state, and it's like I use humor quite a bit to change state, but I was just wondering if maybe there's a couple other things that you could point out that are a little bit stronger for changing state.
Okay, well, that's a good one. I know, last week I did one of my first seminars here in Victoria on your life's purpose. And Jason came, as my assistant to support me at that. And there was a couple times we had to break the state. And I want to explain what that means, Jason, then I want to ask you a question. To break the state, well, it's almost a slang expression. You'll say, well, what kind of state is he in? Do you ever hear that expression, anybody?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what kind of state she's in. And the word state isn't, well, Jason, what's another word for state for you? What kind of state is he in is another word for what kind of?
Mood.
Yeah, what kind of mood? You say, wow, the mood's really quiet right now. I better change the mood. So NLP says we break the state. So, so there's lots of different ways to break the state. Now, can you break the state with humor? Yes. But can you break rapport with humor? Yes. Can I break the state by getting everybody to stand up and hug their neighbor? That'll break the state, but I could break rapport as well. So there's a fine line between breaking, or, it might be a quiet room and you might, not you, but somebody might turn on loud music. Well, that broke the state, but it also broke rapport. And we know what happens. Well, Jason, I'm going to ask you these 3 questions. And we're teaching it in the NLP work. Question number 1, how long does it take to build rapport with somebody? How long could that take?
It can happen right away.
Yeah, it could happen.
Minutes.
Yeah, or 5 minutes, or right away in the lineup. It's like, wow, we got good rapport. How long does it take to break rapport?
Could be instant.
That's right.
Instant.
And here's the $1,000. Well, it's not even $1,000. It's free. There's no money here. How long does it take to repair broken rapport?
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes never. So if you're a coach or a customer or a client or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or want one, we all need to learn how to stay in rapport with people. And rapport means relationship. So once you tick somebody off, you've broken rapport. So yeah, changing state. We do it when the room is flat, or maybe somebody's in a bad mood, or it's quiet, and you can do that. So Jason, tell me what you heard and all that sounded like something made sense to you, or it's something you'd want to use.
Yeah, I guess there's just I wouldn't want to use humor too much, to change state, because it could offend some people, right? And some people are taking things serious. So there's other techniques to do it. So try and feel out what people are feeling in the room, and
Exactly. Yeah. As facilitators, we're always being cautious of the state because we're accelerated trainers, and our job is to accelerate the speed at which people learn. So we need to be keeping them moving and up and all the time. So it's we change rapport all the time. Who here? We ask a question. I'd like to hear from 3 people. I'd like to hear from 4 people. The energy's always going, but when it's flat, I'm thinking as a facilitator, it's like, what am I going to do to break the rapport? It's like, good. I'd like to hear from 3 people. And it's like, boom, you just change the mood of the room. Okay, Jason, thanks for helping out with that. Okay, now I'm going to ask John and Dana what questions they might be bringing for us today. Dana, what question do you have for me today?
I'm actually going to go to on the Facebook Live, Michael. It's Pat Williams.
Okay.
And she says,
Pat, good morning.
Yeah, she said, looking forward to the show. My question is in the area of belief change. Do you have any favorite or most effective techniques or methods for changing entrenched beliefs?
Yes. Well, I think there's another, first, definitely emotion code work. But the point that I want to make is, let's talk about what a belief is. A belief is a thought that you think over and 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 over. That's what a belief is. You might have grown up with the belief that you need to do it this way. You need to shave down. So I had this conversation recently. I shave up, and I saw somebody shave down, and I thought, that's not how you shave. I was like, yeah, that's how I was taught. So that belief which was just a what? It was a thought that I thought over and over and over and over again. So a belief is a thought. That's right. No, it is right. It's my belief, right? It's my experience. So that's what a belief is. Now, here's the best news of all. Well, first, a belief is a thought that I think over and over and over again. The best news of all, a thought can be changed. So now I need to find and reach for a different thought, and one that I believe in. And I'll tell you, one of my personal ones is that I come from a family of big men. So I heard it my whole life. Oh, you're going to be big like your dad. So I grew up big, right? So then that was my held belief. People say, oh, you should lose weight. No, I'm big. I'm going to be big my whole life. You see how that belief becomes your experience? And then I remember, and I had a belief, and here was my belief. People that come from fat families will always be big. Why? Well, that's what I experienced. That was my belief. I thought it over and over and over and over again. On this hand, I want to have a healthy, slender body. On this hand, it says, hey, yeah, but what about the belief that you said you have that I'm not even conscious of? So now the way to change the belief is to find experience of it. So here's my question. Here's the question to our friend. Is there anybody on the planet having or doing what you want? In other words, are there any men on the planet that are smaller than the other men on their family? What's the answer to that? Anybody?
Yes.
I bet you there's 10 million men on the planet that have a different body size than their fathers. But my strongly held belief said it's not possible. And now I said, well, you know what? It's possible. There's 10 million. There's like people right now. And then I go to the abundant place that it's true. And now I have a new thought. And I think about this new thought over and over and over and over and over again. And when I have a new thought that I think over and over and over and over again, it becomes my what? Say it when you know it. It becomes my
Reality.
belief, my reality. It's my belief now. I can't say anymore, well, I'll always be big because my family is big, because a new voice is louder. And the new thought says, well, that's not true. You know millions of people that, well, you don't know them, but there are millions of men that have a different body size. So here's to summarize. Whenever you use the word because, right after it is usually a limiting belief. Oh, I'd love to have one of those, but I can't because I'm too old, or I'm too thin, or I didn't do this, or I didn't go to school, or I didn't, it's after the because is a limiting belief. And then you take the limiting belief and say, is there anybody on the planet doing or having this now? I remember before I was interviewed by Oprah Winfrey 4 times, don't make me brag because I will. I remember thinking, well, and I've said this at a seminar once, I said, well, she doesn't really have a lot of Canadians on. And then the audience says, well, yes, they do. And they start, Shania Twain, Celine Dion, name all these names, Avril Lavigne, and the Ryan brothers, and I thought, holy, listen to all the proof. And literally, we get up to like 30 names, and I thought, well, she does have Canadians on. Now I've got proof, and now I have a new thought. I think the new thought over and over and over and over again. So the vibration of the old thought is what stops stuff. So John, I'd like you to talk about the emotion code. So that's how I would use it in law of attraction, reach for a different thought. Tell me about what, if you were going to do an emotion code session on that subject, what would you do and say?
Well, you get really specific on the subject itself. And so you had a limiting belief about, business or a relationship. Simply ask, is there a trapped emotion that's interfering with, the outcome of my desires, that's interfering with my desires, what I want, or it's contributing to, the block? Is there a trapped emotion blocking me from, from blank, fill in the blank, right?
And even to ask if you have a belief. Do I have a belief that's stopping me from losing weight? Do I have a belief? And you know what? The muscle testing will always prove that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Dana, do you have any more questions for me from anybody out in the Facebook group area?
No, but I've got a question, Michael, about allowing.
Go ahead, please.
With the law of attraction. I was working with someone yesterday about allowing, and they kept saying, well, why is it so important? I mean, you identify your desire, you give it attention, and allow it. Okay, so I'm allowing it, I'm inviting it to come in, but that's not really what allowing means. So maybe you can explain that to everybody, Michael.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, thanks. Allowing isn't something that you go to. You don't go to allowing. Okay, I'm going to allow. No, you can't. You can't go to allowing. Allowing happens. Allowing is the result of something happening, and it's the result of removing resistance.
Yeah.
So, first I'm going to show you the 3-step formula in the book. All of us facilitators teach this. Step 1, what do you want? Guess what? You're going to get good at that. Step 2, give it attention. Guess what? You're going to get good at that. And then you're going to have your hands on your hips and say, where's that thing? Well, It's because you didn't allow it. In other words, you didn't allow it into your life. You didn't allow it in through the door. You didn't allow it to you. So if you did step 1 and 2, you'd be standing back with your hands on your hips, trying to figure out why it hasn't arrived. Allowing is the most important formula. Now, I'm going to get out one of my little diagrams here. Let's talk about a faucet. You can see that, Dana?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I want more allowing on a faucet, I need to do what?
You need to open up those allowing valves.
That's right. All the water is way back there.
Yeah.
The amount of water that I'm receiving is direct proportion to how much resistance I have on the handle. So if I open that up, it's going to determine what allowing is. So what are some of the things that create the blockage of water or the blockage of allowing? Can you read those for us?
Yeah. It's removing doubt. You've got negative trapped emotions, lots of blocks and lots of negative vibes, like your mood and your feeling is always negative. So of course the water can't come out of the faucet.
That's right. So can you go directly to can you go to the faucet and suck the water out? No, you can't make it come any faster, right? You can't go directly to allowing. I hope everyone's getting this. Allowing happens when you reduce resistance. You reduce negative vibration. That's where it happens. Okay, good. You know what? I'm pretty excited. Next week, we have a very interesting and very popular topic that we're going to do. I'm going to ask Dana to tell us what that is, please.
Well, it's one of the favorite topics, Michael, episode 179, the classic, how to reset your vibes so you can reset your results, law of attraction style. It's going to be amazing, Michael.
I hope so. I'm thinking so too. Yeah, how to reset your vibes, law of attraction style. Stay tuned next week. We're going to show you how to do that. Here's my favorite part of the end of a show is I'd like to hear from each of my panel members. What was something that you heard today or something that excited you or something that you see yourself doing or what really made sense to you? Shirley, we're going to head out to Montreal and chat with you. Go ahead and good morning.
Good morning again. I like that beliefs can be changed. Beliefs are, like you mentioned, are things that we keep repeating to ourselves over and over again. So if we say to ourselves something positive or something that contradicts the beliefs, then that can be changed. So it's a great reminder for myself and to repeat to people around me who believe that beliefs can be changed.
Yes. There's a section in my book, of course, about the formula on how to change beliefs and how to identify them. Good stuff. Pamela, good morning.
Good morning. I think that's a very important message on beliefs and that to encourage people to realize that they can control that. If no other thing, to just snap your fingers and snap yourself out of it and then go from there. But it's retraining your brain, definitely, because it's oftentimes the way people have been brought up. So that's very exciting to me. I love that.
Yeah, a lot of beliefs come from our education, our family, our parents. Good stuff. Thank you. Cindy, what's your takeaway today?
I really appreciated your explanation of the vibrational business plan and especially the room for more, where that's really the place to dream big and allow yourself to think about those things that you might have been not even willing to imagine before.
Yes. Well, my room for more is that I would be going back because I went to Peru about 6 months ago. I did a 2-hour training. I thought I want to do a full day training. So as of this morning, my room for more, do a full day training in Peru, is now moved up to, say it when you see it.
What I know for sure.
I'm going to Peru March 4th and March 5th. And not only am I doing a full day seminar on Saturday, I'm the keynote speaker at a different event on Sunday. Say yes if you love that, double booking.
Love that.
Yeah. Yes, love that.
It is law of attraction style. Yep. Jason, I'd like to hear from you. What is your takeaway today? What did you hear that made sense for you?
No, I guess it really hit home there watching that diagram of the faucet, and it brought me back to when I was first learning it. And it's like, yeah, you know, when you explained it to me, I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. And it's like, remove doubt, you know, when you remove that doubt, that tap just whips open and it's like, okay, things start to come. So yeah, exciting.
Sometimes you've heard me talk in a seminar that allowing, it's like we've ordered something and it's being delivered, but we have our foot up against the door. It's like we ordered it all right, but we're not allowing it in. And what removes the foot from the door is negative vibration, like you said, getting rid of the doubt and emotion code work, getting rid of all the vibrations that are stopping that from happening. Stuff, Dana. Well, John, we're going to hear from John, and then Dana's going to tell us what's cooking next week. Or did we already do that? We did.
Yes, we did, Michael. Yeah.
Yeah. John, go ahead, please.
Well, my takeaway from today, I really connected with what Jason said about maybe not using humor so much because I might just be breaking rapport. So I might have to
well, it works if you're
keep an eye on the situation.
Not be so happy, John.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that was great. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason.
You're welcome.
You bet.
Did I hear from everybody wrapping up today? I think we did. Let's say goodbye, and we will make sure everybody at home is watching these. Say goodbye, everybody. See you later.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.